here is our purple Terran player. Terran's being purple a lot today. He is from the team Slayers, who has 2 players advancing so far today. He wants to make it a third if he wins this game.
Slayers Ryung.
Slayers Ryung. I was kind of wondering too, because this girl like drew a sign for Nesty, and then she like left. I was like, oh, she's not gonna use her sign. Anyway,
worry, she's back.
Here is our Zerg player. Very, very strong. Is it Code S?
MVP viOlet.
MVP viOlet.
Ironically, his opponent is spawning as a more violet color than he is.
Man, viOlet, you know, beat the Wind to advance here to the round of 32. Beat Kirix to advance to Code S. So obviously good against Zergs, but hasn't really had a ton of success. Otherwise, I mean, like the GSTL, they only put viOlet in for 1 game, and he lost it in a humiliating fashion to Slayer's Frozen.
Yeah. That was actually, when I got to Korea, that was the first game that I saw of that Team League Finals.
Really?
Like, the first thing I did when I got to Korea was turn on the Team League Finals because I got there during that time. And I was watching that game, and I was just like, what? What happened? I thought viOlet was really good. Why
You're like, wait, I thought this was the finals.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be good games.
It
was fun game.
It was a pretty silly game.
It was a little silly.
So we do see a pool first for viOlet. Skipping that gas again, but not going hatch first because that can be considered pretty risky on this map.
Yes,
There's
indeed.
the hatch now.
There's the hatch.
SCB is going to come in here and see all normal gas timing from Ryung, but no add-on on the barracks just yet, so we're not quite sure what we'll be starting out with today. There's the Tech Lab.
Tech Lab going
Could
down.
make another Reaper like before.
This is
If
a
your
good map
opponent
for
doesn't get
Reapers.
gas in general, you know, get a Reaper, do some damage sometimes.
Yeah,
Kill
man.
some creep tumors with that D8 charge.
The good old D8.
That's a D8 charge, man. He's got the dual pistols. I know like all the attack names for every
Man,
unit ever.
if you're ever playing Battleship with Slayer's Ryung, you should always guess D8 first. And whoa, 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 whoa! Like I was literally like looking over at Wolf, and he's like, his eyes went wide, and he pointed at the screen. This Marine is gonna kill an Overlord, and that is a huge loss early on in the game.
More players need to do this. I've noticed a lot of players starting to do it kind of soon. But will the Zerglings save it? Because here come 2 Zerglings, actually.
Oh,
And
10 hit points, 4 hit points, 0 hit points.
More Terran players should do this because people send their
Yeah.
Overlords in like the same exact pattern most of the time. There's very few places it could go. And if you guess right, you kill an Overlord. If you guess wrong, you maybe lose
a Marine, yeah.
Not
That's
even
a good
necessarily.
point.
Here comes that Reaper now.
Yeah, there's very few Terran players that are doing right now. Only like Nada's the only one I can think that does that consistently. And was that a Reaper that knows SCV that just died in the main? The Reaper's gonna follow up though.
I was wrong about the name of the pistol. Apparently it's a
Oh,
P45
man.
Gauss pistol. It's not. I thought he had 2 pistols. He does have 2 pistols.
What's the charge though? Is that D8?
It's a D8 charge,
that's
yeah.
D8, okay.
I was right about the D8 charge, man. I know all about those.
Okay.
I got
So-
some under my bed.
So when you're playing Battleship with Ryung, guess D8 and P45.
Are there P's in Battleship?
No, there's not P's.
And 45, it sounds like the worst Battleship game ever. You're there for like 3 days.
That would be pretty hardcore, man. Set up like a huge Battleship game.
That'd be like real war.
Oh yeah, I guess it would.
It's like the Pacific Ocean.
Tora. So viOlet's droning up. He's got his speed, and now he's producing a ton of Zerglings. Well, not a ton, just 12.
Reigniter Hellions on the way for Ryung.
I'm very excited by that.
And yes, his command center is done as well. Reaper's still alive and kicking, running around trying to find things to pick off. Oh, the creep just got spread. Is the Reaper going to come in with his D8 charge and target it down? I don't think you can see it. Queen's covering it. She's guarding it with her life.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, she didn't actually spread creep there. I'm completely wrong.
She forgot to. And he's going to get a second drone. Bring around the hatchery. No, denied. And a little attempt at a prodding counterattack. He said, let me go see if Ryung forgot to put his depot back up and I can win real quick. Nope, not today.
Well, we've seen players like Jinro do that sometimes in the past.
Sad when that happens.
Well, Pre-Igniter is almost done. The 3rd Hellion's about to pop out, and it looks like Ryung is going to add some more barracks here. Start powering up a little bit. Doesn't feel comfortable quite yet moving his command center down to the low ground. Wants to wait until he has those Hellions out, has that map control.
It's a big commitment, man.
It is a big commitment.
Big commitment moving that down. Of course, once he gets to the blue flame, he'll have like you said, a lot of map control.
Terran players don't know a lot about commitment. They can just lift all their stuff, move it around whenever they want. Protoss player, you make a Nexus, it finishes, what are you going to do? You can't fly that.
Yeah, no, you can't even do it with the... In the alpha, by the way, if you guys don't know, in the alpha, before they even released the beta, there were actually things called phase cannons.
Yes.
That they actually did have cannons that could like move around, like kind of like the Protoss equivalent of the spine crawler.
And they were like way overpowered.
Were they?
Yeah, because you could just do them crazy rushes where you could actually move your cannons around in PvP and stuff. Pretty bad.
That would be pretty nuts. So Ryung is going to move down here and take control of his second as he moves out with some blue flame Hellions. And is he actually going to move out? See, the thing is he knows there's queens and spine crawlers. I think he knows there's spine crawlers. So I don't know if he can really do much with these Hellions. He's going to catch these Zerglings off.
I think he just wants to use them for map control. It's almost like he's doing a Hellion expand. And he didn't have that many units. Didn't move his command center down to low ground until he had those Hellions out. Now
that's true.
Now he's going to start making siege tanks, exactly.
Yeah.
So, really interesting. Added those barracks as well to kind of get some buffer units out there. And the Hellions, once they're out, if you don't have roaches, and even if you do have roaches, you just can't, they're so slow, the Hellions just kind of take map control by themselves. Just keeps checking to see if that third base is there. I wouldn't say that he's disappointed, though, when he finds it's not there. Okay, good, you don't have a hidden third yet.
Yeah, don't you hate when someone hides a hidden base at the gold or something like that?
My friend Clark, whenever he watched me ladder, whenever I thought I was ahead, he'd be like, dude, he took another main! He took another main all the time. I'm like, no, he didn't, there's no way. And he's like, took another main. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And sometimes he would be right. I'm like, Clark, how'd you know?
They always take another main. Sometimes you just get that star sense, man, where you can kind of be like, they get a little too much stuff. I feel like
it's like he didn't leave the game. He must have taken another main.
Well, that's true. There are banelings on the map. He's getting baneling speed. These Zerglings are going to try and run in and become banelings in the hallway. Secret hallway.
Secret. And once those banelings finish, there aren't that many SCVs there, but there are enough to make it worthwhile.
We were at lunch the other day. Hold that. Nope, don't hold that thought, actually. We were at lunch the other day with John and Tasteless, and actually do hold that thought because here come those banelings. There's actually not a lot for them to kill here. Yeah, so that's a little unfortunate. And the SCV is just going to run away.
Wow, he like damaged the command center and the siege tank, and that's it.
And the refinery's burning down.
That's true.
If he doesn't repair it, that could be bad. There's a ton of banelings on the map, man, and they actually do pretty good against Hellions as well.
That's true. Hellions are light units.
But anyway, John said something about like I have a hallway or something like he apparently didn't know about his own common knowledge hallway.
Yeah, well, it's common knowledge, but he didn't know about it.
It was common knowledge to everyone, but secret to John. He had his own secret hallway for just himself, I guess. Anyway,
third base going down for viOlet.
There's 3 reactors going up for Ryung, man. He's going to start powering hardcore pretty soon.
Yeah.
He's going to have a ton of barracks coming out Marines. He's going to have a what is that called? Starport making medevacs.
And actually, I wanted to mention this when you were talking about the alpha. There was actually in the alpha a starport that could fly and still build units while it was flying.
Oh, yeah.
And you could like land units on it and stuff. I forgot what it was called, though.
It's called Imba. Wow, those Zerglings never stood a chance. So we do have viOlet taking that third base at the bottom right, and he's got Mutas out now, and he's making 24 Zerglings at the moment.
Yeah, he wants to get those Zerglings out. He knows. Oh, here come the Mutas.
Just before turrets go up.
Nice timing with those Mutas.
And he's keeping his Zerglings upgraded. He's got +1 attack. Actually, I don't know if he has Carapace. I don't think he has 1 Evo chamber. Yeah, no Carapace, but he is keeping the weapons up on those Zerglings because if you don't have weapons against the Zergling or against the Marines, let me rephrase. If you don't have melee weapons, your Zerglings do close to no damage against Marines with armor.
That's true.
And the Terrans usually get armor, so
that's very true. Combat shields, by the way, just finished up. Now, at this time of the game in TVZ, it's kind of funky because the Hellions have the map control. You're kind of nervous about moving out, even though you have Mutas. Like the Hellions outrun the Mutas. You're like, I have Mutas. Why is he still using those Hellions? They're just so good. And then sometimes you just forget to micro them and lose all of them. But anyway, this stage of the game is kind of funky because Ryung hasn't made a third command center yet. So he's thinking about putting on some pressure, and if he doesn't do it soon, his opponent's going to have so much economy that he's going to have enough to crush that timing attack. Here it comes now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of banelings there, and he's not sieged up. The siege tanks aren't going to get as good of hits off. He has so many banelings, he can just blow them on the tanks, and the rest can clean up the Marines. Mutas need to turn and kill those medevacs as well, and it looks like that bunker's barely going to save those Marines. But no, more Zerglings streaming in.
So many units coming in, but the bunker and the siege tank and the Marines and the supply depots and the SCVs, it's just too much.
Too many things going on at once there. A nice move by Ryung, stopping in that little gap, kind of a stop gap between the depot and the orbital to make sure that the Zerglings couldn't get in and surround. So very good SimCity of Ryung basically saving him there. And Ryung kind of thought he was a little bit ahead, was thinking about going out for a big attack, and is now going to be forced to kind of play defensive and try and get that gold planetary before he can do anything else.
We're finding ourselves in a similar situation to what we saw last game, where viOlet had a good attack that did a lot of damage. Now, if he plays it like he did last game, he might just attack again and it won't work as well, and then he might end up falling behind in that regard. But if he just kind of sits back, plays defensively here, gets that third base fully saturated, takes a fourth, techs up, powers up a little bit. He does have that macro hatchery up at his natural. He should be fine. And he's in such a position where he won that battle so convincingly that it's very difficult for Ryung to take a third base. He's going to lose all of these Marines. Very difficult to get out on the map and take a third base right now with viOlet having that scary army.
Exactly. I mean, like, all he can hope to do right now is, like, sort of move out and maybe take his third with that at the gold. And you can see he's doing it super cautious, building
he's like
bunkers.
Slow pushing to the gold base.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice. Spread the creep. Because that command center might not be able to land there for a while.
So that's his only option right now. He needs to do it slowly, take that gold, and then he can think about maybe getting an army that can move out later on, or maybe try and do some drops or something.
Or something.
Or you know what else he could do?
What's that?
Battle cruisers.
He could do battle cruisers. I don't know if he has the economy to support that right now.
Probably not.
There's a lot of mutas out right now, Moletrap.
Whatever. Dude, battle cruisers actually do pretty well against Zerglings and Banelings. And,
that's true.
And if you have the Marines to protect against the mutas.
In fact, if you had 1,000
Banelings, be a pro strat.
If you had 1,000 Banelings and one battle cruiser would still win.
Yep. Yeah, because you could lift your starport, build more battle cruisers out of it.
And you don't even need to do that. You don't even need to do that, man. You have a battle cruiser versus Banelings. There's no starport in this equation.
Okay, we're talking about a hypothetical situation where there's not even a game.
Unit tester or something.
Okay.
All right, so 72 drones and 72 SCVs. Ryung, even though he didn't have that third command center for a while, is still keeping his SCVs coming in. Oh, here comes a huge attack from viOlet.
God.
The planetary isn't ready yet. He may try to target that down, but it looks like he's actually just going to split his units. A lot of SCVs going to go down.
And an absolute slaughter of everything for viOlet, taking out all the tanks and Marines, all the SCVs at the third, forcing a lift, and viOlet just completely took out everything Ryung had. He's going to take out this command center.
Yeah,
Zerglings say, no, you will not deny my mutas.
Not looking very good.
Those Zerglings gave their lives heroically so that the mutas could finish off that command center.
Very smart. Those Zerglings, maybe one day they'll be Raptors. Well, if they had survived, they would have been maybe.
Yeah, we hope
hope
you guys got to see that awesome Heart of the Swarm preview that happened at the break earlier. That was sweet. Anyway, here comes those mutas, and there's just not enough Marines around. These mutas can do so much harassment.
Yeah, he can pick off whatever he wants. Maybe try to get that armory. It looks like he's actually just going to run away, forcing some stems on those Marines. Ryung not stimming all the Marines, but stimming a few of them.
He did get away with his medevacs at least, so he has several medevacs, I believe, still.
Yeah, in fact, he's got 4 medevacs left.
Okay, well, that's not quite several, but...
Well, viOlet is taking the gold base. Mutas are taking on a missile turret. Need to get out of there. viOlet, I'm going to go tell him in his booth. I'm like, dude, just control your mutas a little bit better.
He should take the right base and the left base as well right now. He should just be taking every base at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Ryung has lifted his main command center. That's what you saw floating there.
Oh, dear.
And he's going to try to take the gold base again. What else can he do? Nothing, really. That's basically his only option at this point. Battle cruisers are not an option.
Okay.
How many times I have to tell you?
Sorry. Wow, there are...
Those medevacs are really low on health.
That's another thing that actually it's interesting that you don't see a lot of pro players do is repairing stuff like their medevacs and what have you.
Oh, you definitely see players repair the battle cruisers, though.
Yes.
You're just so into the battle cruiser. Reminds me, like, repair your medevacs. I wasn't talking about battle cruisers. I wasn't thinking about battle cruisers.
I was going to say Banshee by accident instead of Battle Cruiser by accident.
Do you say Banshee like Banshee? Is that how you say it?
Bad pronunciation.
Yes, exactly. Look at that creep spread, by the way. If he doesn't land that command center soon, he's not going to be able to land it.
No, man. No, Ryung does have a pretty decent position, but he may not for long. Here comes everything the Zerg could possibly throw at him. Tons of Banelings barely down. And he's actually going to turn around with half his Banelings and just be happy with getting that orbital. And that was actually a pretty good trade.
Yeah,
to be honest, he could have. I think he might have been able to actually just kill Ryung there. To be honest with you,
we sound like we're being really critical of Ryung and almost being biased, but the fact of the matter is, Ryung's got one mining base. He lost a ton of units. He has almost no chance in this game. He's gonna have to do something crazy.
But I mean, viOlet also, like I said, he could have killed him, but instead, instantly remaxed everything that he lost and is now gonna go for like a huge attack against half the units.
Yeah, he's basically just pulling an anaconda on him, strangling him to death. He can't move out anywhere. He can't get any more money. And one Baneling doing a jig.
Oh my gosh. That Baneling,
like,
that Zergling.
He hates morphing Banelings. He's like, I hate when you're morphing Banelings next to me. I want to get out of here. Alright, he's like,
finally I'm free. And that is a ton of Banelings crashing down on the last remnants of Ryung's army. There's a Baneling for every Marine. Splitting does not do any good when there's that many Banelings. And GG comes from Ryung. viOlet is taking this to a game 3.
There he is now. He looks very relieved.
Woo! viOlet on the victory, on the verge of defeat, snatching a victory and bringing it to game 3. That was an awesome game 2, man. Ryung held out for a long time, I gotta say. He was out of it for a while, but didn't go out without a fight.
Shot him down. Yeah, we sounded like we were really critical of him, but the fact of the matter is he was just so behind. It was hard for him to do anything. And we're like, we didn't even know, what he could really do because there was not a whole lot to do. Trying to take the gold base was the best option, but he just wasn't able to because viOlet had total control and kept making sure that he couldn't. Sniping command centers. He didn't even just kind of poke at the command center a little bit. He sniped them every time. So then he had to, make a new command center and lift it.
He sniped command centers and in doing so killed armies. Killed entire armies of Ryung. So the next map is actually going to be Belshir Beach. Very interesting.
A new map, and every game I've cast on Belshir Beach so far has been, let's say, a little bit more than interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely been some interesting games. It seems like every other game on this map is a base trade.
Yeah, or just like some sort of funky late game situation where both players are really, really scrappy situation where like, I don't actually know who's ahead here.
Yeah, that was a
Revival versus Ensnare. That was with a mystery pause happened that I don't know about.
Give it up, man.
I know the producers listen to like I'm not going to tell you why the Korean Observer paused. It's a mystery. I got to know.
All right, so we're going to get underway here on Belshir Beach in just a moment. Let's find out who can take the third game and the series to get to the round of 16.